Let's go ahead and put the picture up on the screen. That's the little girl. Give y'all some time with that. Look at that little girl. That girl is dead because her mommy and daddy wanted to own a cool looking dog. Big takeaway on this one. How many more little babies have to be mauled to death by pit bulls before we realize that the breed is too dangerous for private ownership? Every single year, it's this. Every few weeks, it's a story like this. Pit bulls are mauling to death infants and toddlers and elderly people. Why are we okay with this? I actually do a full breakdown of this on episode 377 of this podcast, but to summarize it, pit bulls were bred to kill bulls. It was called bull baiting. Okay, so they would grab on to the snout of a bull and hang on to it until the bull died. A pit bull that weighs less than 100 pounds is going up against a huge bull, killing it. They were also bred to fight other animals and not just fight them until they stopped moving, fight them until they died. Okay? Now, much of what I'm about to give you was compiled research by a guy named Merritt Clifton. He's the editor of Animals 24/7, so that's an animal news organization that focuses on humane work and animal cruelty prevention. Pit bulls make up less than 6% of the dog population, but they're responsible for 68% of dog attacks and 52% of dog-related deaths since 1982. So Clifton says that for 32 years he's been recording this, and it's been more till now. There's never been a single year when pit bulls have accounted for less than half of all the attacks. Again, 6% of the dog population in this country. There's never been a year where they have accounted for less than half of the dog attacks in this country. One person in the United States is killed by a pit bull every 14 days. 2 people are injured by pit bulls every day in the United States. And in the 10 years from 2009 to 2018, pit bulls killed or maimed 3,569 people in the U.S. and Canada. So guys, are pit bulls cool looking dogs? They sure are. They're beefy. They got that big head, right? Me personally, I've only ever been around cool pit bulls. I grew up in a town where I had friends that fought pit bulls for money, right? They would have their pit bulls fight other pit bulls for money, right? And then they would just have them in their houses with their kids. But pit bulls are wild animals. They're not domesticated. They should not be allowed to be pets, right? And again, go back to that episode. I dispense with all this nonsense. Save me the, well, you've never met my pit bull. He or she is a total sweetheart. Gosh darn it, they would never hurt a fly. Well, the family pit bull of Blakely Blosser apparently had never hurt a fly, right? That was until it ripped the throat out of a 1-year-old girl. So there is that. I mean, imagine saying something stupid like this. We've had a pet rattlesnake in our house for years. You know, he just kind of keeps to himself and he's never bitten anybody. Imagine saying something like that and thinking it's a good argument. I mean, it's just astonishing. The fact that you have a pet rattlesnake in your house that hasn't bitten and killed somebody yet does not mean that the thing is safe. And then you got people that are like, well, you know, any type of dog can attack and kill somebody. Okay, when's the last time you heard of a golden retriever killing someone? A giant schnauzer, a Maltese, a golden doodle, a poodle. Because guess what? If we euthanized every pit bull, Rottweiler, and Doberman in this country, we would essentially have no deaths via dog. None. We'd have none.